Let's see what happens. It was interesting. I pushed it back. I didn't know if a wire got pinched or what. Hello, I hope I'm here. I hope you can hear me.
See if I can hear you.
I hope you can hear me. I hope you can find me. So, hello, everybody. You can hear me. Yay. Oh, thank goodness. It did that the other day, too. And I'm not sure what it is that's doing that. But I'm so sorry. I had to close everything back down and start again. So, I hope Mark can put back on that link. Hello, thank you for finding me again. Share, hello, how are you? So anyway, hello everybody. Oh yay. Okay, we had to close everything out and start it again. I'm carefully pushing my camera back. Can you still hear me? Hopefully you can. So I hope you also got the note that I sent that I went past the post office yesterday. And, you sent the link out again. Thank you. It's a really wonderful link. If any of you are trapped at home and feeling very uncertain, the time allotment subsided. Oh, maybe that was it. Thank you. So I earlier I apologized. Oh, thank you, Mark, sweetie. I want Mark to go ride his motorcycle too. He has been stuck in this house and been a very good sport in so many ways. So we're going to have a fun show. I've got some things I bought, some things I'll talk to you about. I want to talk a little bit more about that quilt because I've been getting questions about it. And I want to take a look at the fabric paints I bought that are metallic. Hi, Patricia Fry. That was my Mark trying so hard to get my sound up. And luckily he helped me. And it was wonderful. Well, and I want to thank him because, when I come on here, I get very excited about seeing all of you. I love seeing all of you. Oh, that's wonderful, Cher. Wonderful. But I've got to be honest. I suffer from depression. And, lots of reasons in my past, from my mother to my first marriage, lots of reasons. We all have our reasons. But it's not always easy to be me or to be a partner to me. And I thank Mark for it's when I really need him, he's right there. And I want to thank him. Yesterday, I had a rough day. I woke up feeling off. I was just discombobulated. And I kind of lost a few hours of time. I was on the computer and answering emails, but all of a sudden I looked up and the afternoon had gone. And it just made me really sad. And then I realized I'm off schedule. I don't feel like my life is my own anymore. I feel like I'm being dictated to and I'm trying to tap dance, but it's just not working. And so I finally got really frustrated. And lack of sunshine. And I came down here and packaged 11 envelopes to send out to you lovely people. And I went and got in the car to go mail them. And then I just kept driving. And I drove and drove and drove. I didn't get back till well after dark. But I needed it. I just needed to get out of this house. Because, I work from home. This is my home, and I'm a homemaker. But now knowing I have to be in this home so much, it's a different feeling. And I felt like the walls were closing in and my skin was crawling. So today, before we get into our fun stuff, I thought I would share some things with you. because if I'm feeling this, maybe some of you are too. Maybe you're handling it much better than I am. But sometimes this morning, I didn't want to get out of bed. I just kept laying there. I thought, I'm not getting up. I'm not moving. Finally, I said, Deb, the live stream time is going to come whether you get up or not. Now, do you want to get up and try to put on a good show, or are you just going to lay here? And that's what it took to get me out of bed. So understand, I have good and bad days, just like all of y'all have good and bad days. And y'all help me, and I hope to help you. And I just wanted to thank you. So what happened, and one of the things that helped me get out of bed was Andrew Cuomo. Now, before, that sounds a little odd. Although, no, never mind. I'm not going to get myself in trouble. But anyway, but I just wanted to tell you, I heard him. I flipped on the TV as I was laying there. And that soothing, funny New York accent coming out really helped. And so that's why if you go up a little bit in the comment section, Mark and Susan have put a link to his today's news conference, because this one was the best yet and helped me. He gave actual things. What can you do to help with these things? So I took his ideas and I expanded on them because, you know, I am a woman and I have to talk. In fact, you know, women have to speak out their inner feelings so they can organize them. And so I always have to try to remember to tell Mark, I just need to get this out. I don't need you to fix anything. But if I don't get it out, it starts circling around and around in my brain and can become a much bigger crisis than if I just said it out loud, right? Monsters only live in the dark. Get it out. So Mr. Cuomo gave us real concrete things to do. I think we're desperate to do something. And, you know, Diane Wright was so sweet yesterday, making these face masks. People, I don't know if the hospitals can use the face mask, but people are desperate to do something and try to fix it or make it better or just do something. And I love you all for doing that in whatever way you're doing it. And so let's start here. So this is kind of based on what he talked about today, but I did a little expanding. I'm going to try to talk it through so we can get to some fun. But I just want to put this out there, okay? Think through the situation. You know, it's not often that we just stop and are quiet and we think about all of this. If you're like me, we've watched too much news. We go back and forth between channels and we can make ourselves crazy. Sometimes we need quiet and centered time to think through, what does this all mean? What are the ramifications? What will it be like this week? What will it be like next week? How do we feel about all of this? What are our feelings? Nobody's even asked me how I feel about this. You know, I hear about the economy and the stock market and the lack of masks, but we have to do that for ourselves. How do we feel about this? Now, I loved where he said, anticipate the negatives. I am not a quick thinker. I don't think fast on my feet. If somebody says something, I always think of a witty comeback 8 hours later. Okay? So this is really a good thing. Think through what we're going through and what are the negatives that come from this? If you want, get a notebook and jot things down. Put them on paper, takes them out of your brain. They don't get as big. They're just on paper now, you know? Anticipate the positives. Okay, so you could do a visualization. Sit back, close your eyes, and picture what this could be, the bad and the good. And then that way you can have plans of action for the negative things, know what you're going to do. For the positive things, maybe you have a way to cherish it. Maybe you have more time to go out and look in your yard and notice spring happening. Maybe you can do a daily picture of certain flowers opening, the trees budding out. I'm just saying, take what the positive things, the fact that you have more time at home and more time to do what you want. Maybe you can, how can I take advantage of and expand on the positive? Okay. Take control of your life the best you can. The main thing, and I have found this, all of a sudden, Mark's working from home. My quiet space has been invaded. I adore that he's working from home. I love it. I feel lucky. But there's also a downside. I feel awkward going about my normal routine. He wants to talk. I'm maybe in my quiet zone. I can't, like the other day, he had a teleconference. I needed to avoid the cameras and noise and stay out of the way. So there's just little things, but especially at our age, we're creatures of habit, and all of a sudden, it's different. So take control of your life. That's the gift Mark gave me this morning. I told him, I said, I just listened to Mr. Cuomo, and I heard some things that I need. One of them was planning my day, planning a schedule. Don't be reactive. Don't just wait until something happens and then run around like, oh my God, the sky's falling. No, this is not the end of times. We don't have to start getting weapons to guard the door. We will have toilet paper. Right now, people, they're looking for a sense of control, and a big pack of toilet paper somehow comforts them. It could be worse. They could be getting big cases of booze. It could be worse. We will have toilet paper. The companies will keep making toilet paper. But what can we do to not panic? Not panic buy, not panic react? Because understand, our energy fills our homes, affects everyone else in the home. So find a way to take control of your life. Make a schedule. I told Mark, I need a schedule of my day. I can't do the loosey-goosey. I don't know what to do. And I said, yesterday, by the time I realized it was 4:00 and I hadn't done some of the things I really meant to do, I felt awful. It made me feel angry and frustrated. And so I also said, which we'll talk about more later, but I want to take a walk and I have to plan it. I am the queen of putting something off until later. Oh, I should take a walk. I'll do it later. Then you find out it's 9:30 at night and later didn't happen. So I said, we need to take a walk every day for both of us, but I'll get more into that. I said, I want to plan my days. I want to plan the meals in the morning. So we're not running around at 7:00 at night going, what are we going to make? What are we going to have? I hate that. It's one thing that I always loved as a mom was planning the meal out. We had to. We didn't have microwaves when we first were moms. And so just little routines, like what are we going to have for dinner, and get it out and start thawing it. I told him I love doing crock pot Sundays. So he put a roast on for me while I was writing this list. And thank you, Mark. I mean, he took that extra time, but see, that's what gives my life boundaries and limits and a schedule and makes me feel in control. So he listened to everything I had to say this morning and said, sure, we can do that. I needed that, and that was wonderful. So then plan your day. Plan how much news do you really need to watch, okay? Because remember all this negativity, and right now, most of the talk on the news is about supposition. It's about what may happen or what may be coming or what. Do you really need that? No. That's not informing you. So stay informed, but don't be addicted to it because it will suck the life out of you. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're a 24-hour news channel. They're 24 hours of news. But what we're supposed to do is decide how much of that we can handle and limit it. Okay, so plan your meals, plan your recreation. What am I going to do today? And plan it and do it. You have to have intention. You have to have a plan, and then you can do. And so let me see. Plan your bedtime, plan your getting up time. See, don't do what I did like this morning and just lay there going, I'm not starting the day. Also, I've made a point. I get up every morning, take my shower, brush my hair, brush my teeth, and get dressed. I have to do that so that I don't slide into this never, never world, whatever. So plan your life and live it. This hasn't changed that. You know, as human beings, we need jobs to do. We need goals and focus. And this has helped me. I'm not telling you what to do. Number one, I'm sharing with you what has turned me totally around today. Because yesterday I was feeling desperate. Today I feel calm and relaxed. So then what are the social, okay, don't just be reactive. Plan for economic and social issues that will arise. Financially, we're okay. I'm very concerned about my son, and I'm going to just speak honestly with him and ask what he needs and see if I can help. Maybe I can't help financially. Maybe I can just be there to listen. I will find some way. But economically, I think I'm okay right now. As far as we know, we're okay. Social issues, that's tough. I don't like talking on the phone. I've told y'all that before. But I'm going to have to change that because I need to reach out to you all. I need my friends. Yesterday, it really bothered me that Susan had called and I missed it because I love hearing her voice. She cracks me up, this lady. And you know what? When you do things like that, your body releases endorphins, and endorphins raise your mood, raise your spirits. So plan, okay, socially, I can't go to this or that, but what else can we do? Akko and Jason are brilliant. They came up with the Zoom. I mean, there's such creativity. Okay, I'll give you another example. Mark was showing me today, he turned past sports, Fox Sports, and they have a few professional drivers playing this very top of the line NASCAR race game that looked so real. At first I thought, it's a race. How are they racing? And the commentators are commentating on it as if it's a real race. I mean, Larry McReynolds is saying what they need to do and when they need to change their tires. And at first I was like, what? And then I went, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. That's no different than Alex Anderson spending a day sewing with us and getting giddy and letting us see that. That's no different than us getting together and chatting for a few hours. What it is we are so resourceful. We're so creative. If this is not available, how can we create it? And so what a gift. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? In fact, Diane 57 talked about she could make a video of, what was it again, Diane 57? I forgot now right off the top of my head. I would love that. And if you guys can make videos and find a way to send them to me or whatever, or make your own YouTube channel, or I'll put it on mine. So I love this. My daughter made her own YouTube channel for her students because she's worried what they're doing. Are they out there just kind of at loose ends? So she made a YouTube channel. And you know what? She's filming her chickens. She's filming her backyard. I mean, she was like, can I make a chicken jump? And she was holding up special treats for the chicken to see if they jump. Mark, that sweet man, said, you know what, Deb? Because I've told him I want to do drive rounds. I need to get out of the house. He said, let's take your camera and let's film it. Let's go to specific sites and you can narrate it so you can show people your town. What if it's people who can't get out of their home? Then he said, then we'll put them online. He said, when we go take our walks around the neighborhood, let's take the camera. Let's film us going around the neighborhood so they can see what the neighborhood is like and what the pond is like. What do you think? Isn't that amazing? Yes, and who was it that told us about this woman who's reading a chapter of her book per day? There are wonderful things people are doing out there. So concentrate on that. Don't concentrate on what we're losing as much as look at the opportunities people are taking. So I even love the Mel Brooks commercial with his son. It was wonderful. Okay, so we need human contact. It can't be face to face, but it can be on the phone. It can be by email. It can be on Google Hangout or Zoom. And thank you, Akko and Jason. Thank you for Susan for jumping in immediately and supporting that. I love you guys. Okay, so also if you're having economic issues, then what is your support group? What is the plan? Do you have a soup kitchen? Some places like CVS, free delivery. You go to CVS online, or maybe you can call them. I'm not sure which way it handles it. And if you need this shampoo, or medicine, they will deliver it for free. You might have to wait a bit because they're busy, but reach out for these supports that are in place in your community. Our city started doing a kind of a GoFund thing where they were hoping to raise $3 million for residents who don't have paychecks. It's wonderful. We're doing this, guys. We're doing this. We're not waiting for the federal government to bail us out. We're starting now on our own. So, okay. Then another thing is anticipate social hardships. Anticipate that it's going to be hard. The only way to prepare, the only way to make something better is to have a plan and prepare. So what are the social hardships going to do? I love going out to lunch with my friend Mildred. I had planned on having my grandkids over as soon as my granddaughter was done with her play practice. I can't do that now. But you know what? I can find a way to connect with them online. Is there maybe a game that I could play online with my grandson? Is there, what can I do with my granddaughter? I'm going to have to find a way to bridge that gap, to make that connection. So anticipate social hardships, then you can have an action plan. This is what we're talking about, action plans, because the opposite of depression is action. Okay? Don't beat yourself up if you're depressed either. You can't help that. But I'm just giving suggestions that help me and may help you. So, plan to reach out. Okay? Plan for cabin fever. That's what I had yesterday. And I spend plenty of time inside my home, but it flipped a switch knowing you have to stay home. Now, I was smart enough before it really hit. I gassed up the car, filled it up, and this new car gets great gas mileage. So I said that way, if I thought ahead, if I have a full tank of gas, I can go out and drive around and don't have to stop anywhere. So I'm not posing a risk, nor am I taking a risk. Sometimes just getting out and driving. Did any of y'all have parents or dads that used to love to take a Sunday drive? I loved that as a kid. I told Mark, I need that. Could we do some driving? Just pick a city. Last night I went past King. I was going to Pilot Mountain and farmhouses. And it was beautiful. And spring is busting out. I can't wait to take our first drive and film it and show you. Some of you up in Michigan are going to be surprised at how much spring has hit down here in North Carolina. So prepare for cabin fever. How can you turn it to a positive? Plan on how you will handle the negative times because you're going to have them. And Mark and I have worked out a plan too where we don't have arguments. If we are upset about something, we say it, we leave it, we move on. Because we can't afford to fill the house with negativity. You know how sometimes you get in this argument mode, you want to win. And you want them to agree with you and see, now I just say my point and move on. And that's hard for me. I want to make sure he heard. but I've got to trust him now that he will hear me. He'll hear me and he'll absorb it and whatever. And I have to trust that he cares about me and he'll do that. So it's like, what kind of things like this can you handle? Then, are there ways you can lessen cabin fever? Plan activities and measures to take when those feelings start to appear. Don't try to tell yourself, just let it go, let it go, let it go. I do that too often. Before you know it, you remember that children's book, The Dragon Under the Stairs? And everybody kept ignoring that dragon. Things would get broken, things would get messed up. Everyone ignored it. The dragon got bigger and bigger. You remember that story? Well, that's what happens, is the dragon keeps getting bigger and bigger until you can't ignore it. So when you start to feel the sniglets of cabin fever, that's the time to jump on it. Because if you wait for it to pass, it won't pass. It'll just keep festering. And I just know that from my experience. So what can you do? Can you take a walk around your neighborhood? Don't stop and talk to people. Don't get within 6 feet. You can wave and say hi and stand way back. What do you do if somebody comes closer than 6 feet? Okay, let's talk about that, because sometimes we're so polite. You can do two things. You can step back and you can say, pardon me, I have to stay 6 feet. Okay? That's not a bad thing. You're taking care of yourself. Okay? So now let's see, because, we want to hug each other. We want to shake hands. We can't. Pardon me, I want to hear you, but I got to stay back 6 feet. Let's do that. All right. So what other things can you do? If you can't walk, I understand that. Some days are a little harder for me to walk too. Then sit on a porch. Take a chair and just sit out in your yard. I saw somebody left a chair over near the little pond we have across the street. They can go over there and sit down and just look at the pond and let the cares of the world pass them by. So that, I took time, boy. I was thinking about all this. So anyway, plan activities. Soon as you start feeling those feelings, walks, drives. You can't stop and go shopping somewhere, but you can drive. And if you have to stop to get gas, please have some hand wipes. If you don't have any hand sanitizer, a thing of at least 60% alcohol and some paper towels. Clean your hands after you touch the gas pump. Okay? All right. Now, let me see. Okay. How about watching old movies? For some reason, old movies are very calming. They're slower. They're sappy. They're black and white. It's calming. It relaxes me. How about starting a new hobby? Or how about a hobby that you've been dying to get back into and you haven't had time? There you go. So just plan it. Because just doing a new project, if right now you can't deal finishing that quilt, start a new one. Who cares? We're in a crisis mode. If somebody comes in your house and counts your UFOs and says, you should finish that before you start something else, hit them. Smack them down. So start a brand new project. Who cares? If it makes you happy and gets you excited, it's worth it. So, but knowing that it's going to happen, that you're going to feel cabin fever, can help make it so much easier. It'll minimize the reaction. Plan to reach out. Don't isolate yourself. You're already doing that. You're on here. I mean, how smart are you ladies? When I'm looking at all the quilt people who are doing mystery quilts and sew-ins and live streams, it's wonderful. They're all out there and they're all giving you such a gift. Make sure you thank them. That's wonderful. Okay. And I want to thank again Akko and Jason for opening a whole new dynamic for this group. So thank you. You are dear, dear people, and you gave of your time and yourself to make this work for us. Thank you, Susan, because I'm always a little shy about new things, but Susan was right there. Come on, we can do this. I love it. So, don't isolate yourself. It's a great time to pay things forward. It's a great time to show up on sites and just be nice. Do you know what it means to hear a kind something in your day? All this raises your endorphins, and that's a good thing. Call family and friends. Write letters. Write emails. It's a great time. Reach out in whatever way you're comfortable with. Plan for your health needs. I'm almost done. Don't worry, I'm almost done. Plan for your health needs. Eat a good diet. Take the time to actually cook food. Bake a loaf of bread. What fun. Make some biscuits. But try not to rely on junk foods. Try not to rely on empty calories. Try not to rely on overly processed foods. They can make you feel depressed. Okay? So, for your health needs, plan to take a walk. If you can't walk, then dance. Do chair exercise. Put on a good song and dance like nobody's watching. But sit outside. Try to get 15 minutes of sunshine every day. Sunshine will give you vitamin D and improve your mood and your sleeping. Because remember, the melatonin and regulating your sleep cycles, if you're having problems sleeping, then get outside, get some fresh air and sunshine. It'll help regulate your melatonin. Okay? It'll also raise your endorphins, especially if you wave to people from your front door or say hi. It's a good thing. Then plan on doing something kind for others. Plan on making something and maybe mailing it out or showing them, send a picture to them of something you've made for them. What can you do from where you are? I was able financially to donate to the soup kitchens so that I can make sure that these kids who are not in school to get those meals are still getting the food they need. So, and my daughter's been working at her school, is going to help with getting computers ready or getting lunches ready because they're setting up satellite feeding stations so that these kids can still get their lunches. So, is there something you can do from inside your home? It's a great time to catch up with old friends. Is there someone you know that's kind of alone that could use a little pick-me-up? Doing for others is one of the healthiest things you can do for yourself. I told you this the other day, and I'm going to say it again. Mark and I met because we were involved with something that was beyond ourselves. I was very unhappy in my marriage and had done everything I could, and it wasn't working. And I got involved in Greyhound Rescue. And Greyhound Rescue is where dogs that were running on the tracks, when they're done with their time racing at the tracks, they try to find homes for them, which is better than what they used to do with them. And so I was so amazed at these gentle creatures, and I thought, I want to know more about these greyhounds. So I got involved. I first volunteered with a little group that near us, and then I started my own group. And you know what? All that time, the depression I was feeling, the anxiety from being unhappy at my place in life at that point, kind of got absorbed in not just feeling sorry for me, but for doing something that helped others. Not only did it help the greyhound dogs, but it also helped the people who adopted them. And at the time, there could be some greyhound adoption groups that were just so full of themselves and made people jump through hoops. And I even heard of somebody talking about, I'd like to adopt a greyhound, but those groups make you do too much and all this. And I thought, there's got to be a better way. And so we worked on educating people and matching them with the dogs that they choose, but we also gave guidance on the dog we thought would fit best in their life. I got a big volunteer group going, and it's still going today. Great Expectations, Greyt, Great Expectations Greyhound at adoption in Maryland. And I only ran it 2 years. They've been running it ever since. So we're talking 15 years they've been running it, I guess. They're amazing. They've done more with that group than I could have dreamt. But anyway, because I was doing Greyhound Rescue, every other week we had to drive in the middle of the night up to Baltimore, which was 2 hours away, to pick up to 9 dogs, which all came back to my house. We had big crates just stacked up. And we would bathe them and cut their nails and give them our vet would come, give them their shots. And then the adopters would come over. I'd have a breakfast for all the volunteers. The adopters would come and look at their dogs. And if it worked, then they would adopt them and take them home. So this kept me busy all of the time. And we adopted out 200 greyhounds in 2 years. So that was about 175 more dogs than I thought we'd adopt out. So, but anyway, the reason I'm telling you all this is because I was doing something that where I had to give of myself instead of sitting and feeling sorry for me. And so little did I know that there was a man named Mark out in Texas who was single at the time too. And he had been involved with a group in Dallas, Texas. And so we were both going to this Greyhound Friends website and chatting with different people. And we both would go on to give advice and medical opinion. I said that wrong. Medical suggestions, because we had seen certain things in them and told them where to go or when they might want to check with their vet about that, and what to do with behavioral issues and stuff. And there was a little chat room where you could just say hi and talk about what you were doing. And that's how we met. And so we were 1,400 miles apart, but we just started chatting on there, writing back and forth. Then we started emailing. Then pretty soon we started phone calling. And I got to tell you this, it's so funny. It's so funny. We sometimes would talk 8 or 9 hours straight on the phone. It was amazing. So we fell in love with each other's minds and personalities long before anything else. We talked for months before we even met. And so people ask me, how do you meet somebody in midlife? And I always tell them, find a way you can do stuff for others, because I think it's the best way to meet good people. Because think of it, they're also trying to do good. So there you go. All right, so now let's have some fun. And he's going to give himself a Floby haircut. I know, because you can't go get your hair cut now. So, but I've cut my own hair before. I can do it again if I have to. It doesn't mean I'm going to look good, but that's okay. We're all in the same boat, aren't we? So anyway, now I'm done with this. This is my foam core, board I made, my portable design wall. But I'm so tickled. I wanted to look real professional for y'all today. So it's just a silly little thing, but it made me happy. So anyway, now I want to see who's here and talk to y'all. But as I said before, we have the YouTube shortcut to Mayor Cuomo, because I tell you what, he did my heart such good. He did my heart such good. And be looking online for people who are doing some quilt. Hold on, let me get this back. Be looking online for people doing mystery quilts and sew-ins, and keep yourself active and busy. I mean, I'm so proud of y'all. When they were talking about don't isolate yourself, and I went, my gals have got this. They are on, they're chatting with other people, they're trying to make things for people, do good deeds. So y'all have got this. I'm so proud of y'all. So let's see all who's here. I hope somebody stayed after all of that talk about the coronavirus. But I'm sorry. I'm silly. And I just feel like if I can pass anything along to y'all, I just love y'all so much. So, okay. Now, where are we? Oh, and I've got some great pictures. We'll show in just a few minutes. So I took a scrap of foam core board, and I'm going to use this as my drawing surface because I want to use that new paint stuff. But let me show you some things I bought this week. I might have shown some of you already. I got 2 books on landscapes. I've got Luscious Landscapes, and the other one I forgot to bring down, but they're both by Joyce R. Becker. I really like her writing style. These are older books. These were published in 2003 and 2006 or 2009, but I got these for $6 and a few cents from Thrift Books. So I like it. What I'm going to be doing is reading these, taking notes, and I'll share the notes with you. All right. I brought down some batting because if I do this painting design, I want to get it. I have to quilt it before I paint it. You think I can't chew gum and walk at the same time. I start to get busy, active, doing things, and then I'm like, I can't finish my thought. I want to just show you this real quick. I found my box to get ready and mail this. And I know you're thinking, Deb, just get them done and get them in the mail. That little boy is going to be in high school for you to get them there. But I'll get them. I'm working on it. But I just wanted to show you I've got them all together. And my newest little one is this giraffe, and then my lion. So they're all going in here, but I've decided to wrap each one, then put them in the box. The reason I couldn't mail them yesterday is I still have his little book to finish. So I'm going to finish that. Oh, there's Mark on the motorcycle. He is going to go take a drive. I told him it did the world of good for me yesterday to go out and take a drive. All right, then I put an order in. Is it Cher's birthday? Honey, that's wonderful. Happy birthday. Did anybody go to, I haven't been to the Pineapple Fabric site to see if, oh, there's my Miss Nadine. Oh, I'm sorry. Have a good week, Miss Nadine, and we'll chat soon, okay? So this week I already showed some people. I got a pack of microns, and what's so cool is look at the tips. They're all different sizes, from 0.005 up to 0.8 or 8.0. I'm trying to read backwards. Then I'm excited to try these. And they weren't expensive, $4 or $5. It's a pack of these brushes, and you can use them with dye inks. This is a foam tip. And so you know how you have the little bottles of inks? You sit this in the bottle, it absorbs up the ink, and then you paint. Is that cool? And this is a pack of, let me see how many are in the pack. 6? Yes, 6. And it was $4 or $5 because, you know, I can't wait to use that new ink. Then I got, these fell out everywhere, but I got a pack of these little bottles, and they actually worked. I put gel ink in one with a little bit of water, and it made a resist, because that school glue, gel glue, is a great resist. Great. So, and then, you see this? I want to do some more work on my polymer clay. That's one of the things that I'm going to pick up an old hobby and do some polymer clay. And then the other thing I bought was a giant pack of sewing machine needles. So I'm excited. I tell you what, Walmart's going to hire 1,500 people for the shopping explosion. And I heard that Amazon's going to hire 1,000 new people. So I got this Steam Seam Light and Heavy Duty Wonder Under. So I am pretty set. Now, we did a little something fun yesterday. Mark he's very reluctant to buy anything for himself. You hear his motorcycle out there? I had to make sure, I had to find it and push him to go buy it because he's just reluctant to spend on himself. And so I said, you're not going to be able to go to the beach. Normally every spring he takes a motorcycle and he goes to the beach and stays in this old fisherman's hotel before the season rates go up when it's still cheap. And I said, you're not going to be able to do that this year. So what are you going to do? Is there something you've been wanting that you haven't been wanting to spend for? And he said, well, there was a drone I was thinking with this camera, and it's got some pretty cool features. When it runs out of batteries, it'll land, it'll come back home. And it even has a feature where it will follow you. And he said that would be a lot of fun because, you know, he loves electronic stuff. So I said, well, since you're not going to the beach and you're not going to be spending that money, why don't we go ahead and get it? And we found one that had a $30 off coupon and free shipping, and I got him to order it. And the price has come so far down, I couldn't believe it. So we got him, I said, you know, I ordered my fabric the other day. He's got to have something for him too. And I can't go to my quilt show, and I couldn't go to the retreat, and he can't go to the beach, which is something he really needed. And so we said, and he said, are you sure? And I said, yes. And I said, I want you to be happy about it. I want you to be thrilled. I don't want you feeling like, oh, maybe I should. No, you be happy about it. So he is. And those are the little ways, if you can do it without getting yourself in trouble, those are good things to do, you know? I mean, this virus is going to show us. What are we waiting for? Put on that best Sunday dress. Eat off your best china. I mean, if this doesn't prove that to you, then what else does? So, would quickly talk about my quilt back here. And Polly, I think, was the last person to ask about it. I have the... and everybody, okay, just want to tell people real quick before I talk about this quilt, is everybody, you saw Grammy? He's my doll baby. He's such a sweetheart. He went bye-bye with me last night. He loves going bye-bye with Mama. So that quilt, I got the fabric from a gift certificate from a lovely woman. And I was thrilled. It's called Prose by Maywood, and beautiful fabric with great big rosy pink peonies. I'm so good now. Big rosy pink peonies. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Linda, sweetheart. And, but, you know, I wanted to do that center. And if you want, I will do another thing on how to make that center design, because it's really awesome. And all you have to have is, I'm a pro with my peonies. Yay! And, that'd be wonderful. That's lovely, hon. And you just need 1.25 yards of a striped fabric, or you can try to make it work with a yard. But anyway, after I made the center, I said, now I need a quilt to go with it. So I kept my eye out, looking and looking. Hi, Sherry. Yay, you're here. You like the old way, Diana, right? My peonies? That comes from reading the word and not talking to people about it, you know? I was a master gardener, so for years I read everything I could get on gardening. And now I'm just as big a nut quilting as I was with gardening. Here is a quilt pattern I found that would work because I knew I wanted to take the center design and put it on point. So I found this wonderful free pattern, and it's called Art Nouveau Medallion Quilt. Okay, let me show you the title. And I got it from Connecting Threads. They had it free. And if you type this on Google, it's by Debbie Beeves or Beavis. I'm not sure how she pronounced that. So anyway, what was being funny? Oh, isn't that sweet? That is, y'all are the nicest ladies. Pat, you're just a doll baby, and all of y'all are just the sweetest things in the whole world. And so, but I had to adapt it. The blocks here were going to be finished out at 9.5 inches, and I had to have 11-inch blocks because my center design was bigger than the one on this quilt. So I just added a border around each of my blocks to make them 11 inches. And I have had such good comments on this quilt. So thank you to my fabric provider. And I'm thrilled. So I still have 2 borders to put on it. The green border that's around the center block, I'm going to do a narrow border around the outside. And then I have that beautiful peony fabric with a white background that I'm going to make a nice wide border. So I will be working on that very soon. I stopped working on that so that I could get Mr. Russell his cute little presents done. Oh, and I'll have to tell you, Friday was his real birthday. He was born the first day of spring, my father's birthday. And anything that you like about me came from my father. Anything you don't like came from my mother. And we'll leave it at that. But anyway, so my son did a Google Hangout for my grandson's birthday. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful. And they couldn't order a cake. And so they put stacks of donuts in a big candle. And he has the plastic donuts. So he was kind of taking them and banging them and flipping them over. He didn't know you were supposed to eat them. Bonnie's hilarious. Man, does she have a sharp wit. And I got to hear Bonnie's voice for the first time the other day. It was so wonderful. It was so cool. She's sharp. I always told her she's sharp lady. So anyway, that's the quilt. And you too can make a quilt like this. And if you need to do the center, that center design, you can get the pattern for only $10 from Nanette's Quilts. Nanette's Quilts. And it's called the Mandala Christmas version. And she's out in California and very worth supporting. So she made it years ago, and I love it. It has been my go-to. You can make such a quick present out of it. By using striped fabrics for the center, you can make a Christmas wreath and put real ornaments on it. You could do trapunto and give it that wreath shape. I mean, it's a great pattern, and thank you to her. Nanette's Quilt Patterns. So look all that up, and oh, look at you, you sweetheart. Gosh, Susan's a doll baby. So anyway, let's see. All right, let's go to pictures. Deal? Let's go see some pictures that because I got a mess of them. Oh, are you ready to see all kinds of good stuff? Cheryl Lemon sent me some awesome pictures. I haven't checked any new photos today. I'm sorry if I missed that, but we'll make sure. We're going to do, this Tuesday, for any of you who are home during the day, I want to do another one of my sew-ins. So I'm going to be here starting at 1 p.m. on Tuesday. That's Eastern Standard Time, New York time, 1 p.m. And we're just going to sew together because I got 4 blocks done the other day and I want to keep working on that quilt. It was the Urban 9 patch. So bring your sewing and hand sewing, whatever. Bring painting, crocheting, whatever, knitting. Did you see Akko's gorgeous sweater? Oh my God. She's so pretty. And then she can knit like an angel. What is that? Too much? And she's a musician. That's a lot of talent in that little body. Let me tell you. So we'll have a sew in. Oh, y'all are so cute. So let me get these photos, turn off the lights. I'll be right back. And I'll show you my cute necklace. Found it from China. I think I paid all of $3.50 for it, but I feel like it goes with my African print. So let me turn off my lights. I'll be right back, guys. And I'm going to come to our Zoom with no makeup, no hair curled. I'm going to just be me. I might not even wear supportive undergarments. Watch out. So, all right, let's see. Gotcha. Well, and you know what? It depends. Hand sewing, if you want to do it. And what you'll find, though, is you'll reach a point in time, like maybe you're not feeling good. You don't really feel up to sitting at the sewing machine, but you'll sit in your recliner. That's when hand stitching's wonderful. So just, it's a good tool to have in your toolbox, and you decide when you want to use it. All right. So I just heard they were talking on the radio about gaining weight, and they said this is causing people to gain weight. And luckily so far, I'm being real good. But Mark, he's definitely he said, guys, I'm just sitting here right near all this food. Oh, no, come on, Deb. Let me see. Okay. Or go back. Hold on. I hate when I touch this. There we go. Okay, guys. I'll try to get better. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. Hi, Tiffany. Okay, let's see. Let's go see some photos. I love looking at y'all's work. Can't get enough. All right. Akko. Yay, Miss Akko. Here was her sweater at first. Here was her sweater when she started it. And voila! Beautiful Miss Akko in that sunshine getting her vitamin D. And look at that sweater. And have you noticed too, she has the most beautiful hands. Look at those beautiful hands. So, way to go, Miss Akko. And there is, oh gosh, what did she call this dog? Kiko? Something like that. Or Zena? Or, I'm sorry, hon. But I love that dog. I remember when she adopted that dog last year. So she calls her a diva. That is precious. Okay. Then, yes, we saw Miss Bonnie's work on, here's some she's done and some she's still waiting. She has hundreds of DMC flosses to wind on the bobbins. I like someone's idea. Why can't we just buy them on the bobbins? Brilliant idea. Now, you wait until you see what Miss Cheryl Lemon has been doing. I was blown away. Look at this, ladies. She had wanted to do a mountain landscape with a log cabin. And we went on and decided to do the undersea first She didn't wait for us. Heck no. Isn't this amazing? She's got a bird feeder. She's got birds in all the trees. She's got the beautiful cabin. Then she's got a little mountain stream coming across. Look at the rocks in the sky. This is gorgeous. This is absolutely amazing. Way to go, Miss Cheryl. And you know what made me feel the best about it? She said, Deb, she played. She just enjoyed herself and played. And that's what I wanted you to do, is to find that inner self and just have fun. Now, wait till you see the next one she did. Oh, I got to turn this one. Hold on just a second. Here we go. Look at this. So she's with the water up here and then under the sea all down in here. And she's even got some sea bottom with sand and shells. But it's a feast for your eyes. You don't know where to look at what first. Look at this. Isn't this amazing? Look at all of this. And she said she just cut and glued and had fun. I would say definitely. And there is a lot of talent. And, you know, she can come back in either with markers or with thread painting and kind of show where the top of the water, where what's above water and what's below. But that is phenomenal. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love all of the plant things she made. And I ended up sending her an envelope as well. And she can either use it or not. That won't hurt my feelings. But when I saw she had done this, and look at her octopus. I mean, she was great. She said she didn't have the actual things for a lot of it. So she just took the fabric color and then cut them out. That's perfect. That is so creative. And she's even got some sharks over here. They were probably eating an unfortunate swimmer. But Cheryl, everybody give Cheryl a round of applause. That is fantastic. And I love the wonderful boat she has up here. Oh my gosh, and the orcas playing. Oh, this is great. I love it. And you know what? When you look at it, it makes you smile. And that's exactly what it's supposed to do. And it's all for fun. I mean, isn't that great? I think, what did I have here? Oh, okay. This is what Governor Cuomo had up this morning so that you could see where I kind of took my ideas from and then just expounded on ones that I wanted. Here is the quilt I have on the frame. This is a Greek key design I'm doing on it because it was kind of busy. And I kept going back and forth trying to think, what could I do? What could I do? And don't look too closely. That was my early. First, I did a big fancy feather. And guess what? It looked awful. It looks like doggy doo-doo. So I've got to pull all those stitches out. And then I'll come back in with the Greek key. But I realized you don't want a heavy quilting on a busy floral pattern. Now this, I don't know if you can exactly see my quilting, but I did a simple, it's loops, loops, loop. Then here I came in like this, came down this way, then came over, and then came right back and went the opposite of what I had just done. And I've quilted the lines in between. Boy, this is showing all my mistakes. I didn't pick my best areas to show you. I will be going back and taking out some stitches. Here's a much better one, but it'll give you an idea. So I've been working on this here and there. And here's a green block. It might show it a little bit better. But anyway, it'll take me a while, and I had a terrible time trying to figure out a color to do because this quilt ranges all from light to very dark. So I ended up using a grayish blue. And some areas it shows up a lot, some doesn't, whatever. But understand, I am not a Diana quilter. I'm doing my best, but I do not have the talent she has. And here's my machine. It's a 16-inch. It's called Crystal Quilter, and it was a stretch Janome. Somewhere here, they added this whole part. And it's an older quilter, nothing fancy, doesn't stitch as pretty as these new things. But you know what? The price was very good. I think I paid $1,800 for the machine and the frame, so I'm happy. Okay. I wanted to show you two of the tools I use. This is a tack gun like they use to put price tags on clothing, except this one's made for quilting. So it has short 1/4 inch little tacks. Then this is a dry erase board that I work on. You can see here I was practicing the design I was going to do. So those are two very helpful tools. This is my frame room. Somewhere in my quilt videos, there is a better view. And see these lights up here? When I turn those on, they're blue, but I wanted an undersea quilting room. And here's my, now I forgot her name, but Dora. And then this is a sign I have in my quilt room. Okay. And there's another view of my quilt room. So I have the fish just hanging from the ceiling. And I took and did one color of blue on the walls and then came over it with two other different lighter and darker colors to make it look underwater. Because see, I'm having a great time in my old age. Whoops, you don't need, okay. You don't need to see that. That was a promo thing I did. All right, now let me go back. And okay, get ready. Miss Diana Wright never sleeps. So I hear my mark is back. I guess it got a little too cold out there. Okay. She's working on the, are they Farmer's Wife? Oh, I forgot what they're called. Whoops. Where'd that picture go? Come back here, picture. I don't know what's going on, but when I try to enlarge the picture, we'll have to make it do this way. When I try the other enlarger, it makes it disappear. All right, so here are her blocks that she had done. Now, I'm trying to minimize it. Oh, Martin's driving it back in the garage. I got to tell you something. Miss Diana Wright is a very talented woman. Look, it worked this time. Look at the beautiful work. Look at the delicate branches. I mean, this woman is an artist. She and Cheryl should get together. Goodness gracious, that's beautiful. I love the coloring, the shading, the branches. Just beautiful. Oh my gosh, Diana. I want to see you finish that. That is amazing. Then she's been working on an Edita Sitar quilt. And let me see if I could get this to bump up. Isn't that beautiful? I think the quilt's name is Alaska. And it is gorgeous. She's making it queen size. She's got the Deb disease where you can't just do anything, you got to do it bigger and better. And I love it. I love it. Okay. So now get that down. And here are some masks she was working on yesterday. And if that makes you feel safer and some sense of control, then go for it. Whatever works to make you feel better during this time, I'm all in support of. Look at that beautiful Alaska quilt. Okay. And look at this. Gosh, that is just, let me see if I can even get it bigger again. Isn't that beautiful? My gosh, that's just fantastic. Great work, Diana. I love it. Y'all are so talented. Oh, here were the markers she was using. Let me see if I can get it to turn so you can read it. Colors, water soluble. They look like a crayon. They're probably a type of a pastel type or wonderful. Okay, let me see. All right. Look at this. She took pieces from a quilt, pieces from a different quilt, and look how she put them together. Beautiful, beautiful job. Beautiful. Okay, now let's see. Whoops, I don't want to miss anything. I love her work. Here she's got the Rubik Cube. She's got it sitting over there out of the way. Or I guess it's sitting near her sewing machine. I don't know why I said sitting out of the way. And look at her small design wall there. And you know what? She's smart. Oh, and I love, you know what I just realized, Diana, is it makes a square, a dark square in the center. That's phenomenal. Way to go, girlfriend. Now, see, I didn't even notice that. But she sees things that I wish I could see. Oops, wait a minute. I think I had another one. Here are several of her blocks together. And they're beautiful. And you can really see that design popping out. And you know what? I'm going to send a picture of this to the person who taught me the class because I think that is brilliant to use that black there and really make that knot pop out because it's supposed to be like a twisted knot. So way to go. I love that. And then I know I already showed you her John Wayne quilt, but I wanted to show you some more. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Then her elephant quilt, beautiful. There again, there. Okay, now you see up close. I love that board covered in batting, like a design board, and you can put your blocks together and carry it somewhere. Beautiful, hon. But that back, using the black around this knot is brilliant. Beautiful. I love the seams. This was a Oklahoma quilt shop she went to. I'm sorry, I didn't empty out. Now look at this. I think it's supposed to be English paper piecing, but is that the coolest thing or what? I love that. Pardon me, took a drink real quick. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, I think that was the end of Miss Diana's. She is so prolific, isn't she? Okay, let me make sure I did get all of those. Yep, I did. Okay. Now, Diane 57. She is working. She's working on her underwater quilt. I think this is going to be so cool. So I hope I sent you some things in your envelope, hon, that you'll be able to use with this. But way to go. Okay. And then there's a picture of her and her sweet doggie. And then look at this beautiful mermaid she's thinking of doing with that underwater quilt. So way to go, Miss Diane 57. Oops, I closed out all the photos. Everybody okay? Is everybody okay? All right. Okay, good. Let me run back real quick. Sorry. So thank you, Diane 57, for the photos. Now, is everybody ready? I hope Jamie is here. But this is her precious daughter, Crystal, who is busy doing fabric markers on fabric. Isn't she talented little thing and loves to be near mommy and doing what mommy's doing? And I just wanted to show you, look at Jamie's craft room setup. Isn't that awesome? I mean, and just look at all the little decorations on her daughter's, it looks like a crayon box. But that beautiful little girl, Crystal, because when her mommy watches us, Crystal's usually there with her. Isn't that sweet? That's a precious time. And I told her, boy, does it go by quickly. And there she is again. She's taking her coloring very seriously. And it looks like they'll be able to make that into a book once she's done coloring. But isn't she beautiful? Thank you, Jamie, for sharing that. What a beautiful little girl. And what a joy to have to do your crafting with. And love your craft room setup, girlfriend. Love it. All right, let's see what else. Jody, oh my gosh. Jody is so talented. Okay, you know that she did the seahorses. And then, you know, she's going to get my scraps whenever I get them mailed. It will be this week. But look how good she is with her scraps. So she is a serious scrapper. I love this thing. That is so cool. I mean, it's a quilt of quilts. It's a quilt basket of baskets. And this is a sea turtle she made for, I forgot who she said, niece or daughter or somebody like that. And then look, now, her sense of humor has really blossomed. She said down in here are pictures, fabric pictures of bacon frying. So she said, well, if the sea is wonderful, it has to have bacon in it. Is that the cutest thing? But the bacon kind of looks like undersea objects and rocks. But I just think this is so funny. But I love the way that she hid the fish behind the sea plant. And I guess it's an octopus reaching out, kind of broaching, you know, who knows, maybe it's going to grab something to eat. But I love her. I love the seaweed plant over here. So I sent 10 or 11 envelopes out yesterday. Now, they won't actually get in the mail system until Monday. And so hopefully you'll get them next week. And hopefully I timed the postage right. I'll tell you more about that in just a minute. But thank you, Jody, for this. What a joy. How wonderful. So I'm loving seeing how your undersea projects are coming along. Y'all are farther along than I am. I have to play catch up. Here's Kathleen's, her ideas and fabrics she's pulled. I've got an envelope coming out to her too, a bunch of y'all. So she's got these are ideas and stuff that she's starting to gather to work on. I love this. And she's got a lighthouse. She wanted a rocky shoreline because she's a West Coast gal. And I'm thrilled with what she's working on. And she's got, awesome orca whales, I guess, off the West Coast. Oh, and look, now, is this from Diane 57? Or is it, I don't know if I confused something or what. But here are some, I'm hoping I got this right. Is this still Kathleen's? So, somebody's got alligator there. So if I got this wrong and it's somebody else's, I do apologize. But I love it. Okay, I think that's it for that one. But thank you for sharing all of these things. And if I missed it, if you put something on and I didn't get it, I do apologize. I don't know if we have anything new from Nadine. I don't remember. But her work is so beautiful. I wish my quilting looked like hers. But I'll keep working on it. I haven't quilted in 6 months, so I was very rusty. Here is, now when Pat sent me this, I honestly felt like I was under the water. Whoops, hold on. These are her other pictures I didn't take out yet. But I felt like I was underwater when I looked at this. There's something about it. I said, that's very effective. And she's going to kind of work with this. She wants them to be holes in some of the rocks and coral, and she's going to have fish coming out of those. So I can't wait to see. This is her beginning, and it's a great beginning. Great job, Miss Pat. And thanks for giving me that feeling that I was underwater. That was awesome. Okay, now let me see. Oh, you know that Miss Cheryl, I hope Cheryl Hogan's here today. Talented lady. She had this displayed. She was telling me her quilt group takes the AQS challenge. And as a group, people bring in what they want to enter in the challenge and do a blind vote. They don't know who made what. 3 times her work has been chosen from their group to be sent to the AQS quilt show for the challenge. 3 times. Isn't that amazing? So now here are some things she's thinking of doing for her quilt challenge. So she's got a drawing there, and she's got some really awesome fabric here. And let me see. I know there was more, so I'll probably, I have to go down for this. So let me see what else. This is her newest thing that she has for her AQS challenge. And her grandson named Jack, did a drawing, and she replicated it onto fabric. Here is the back label and his actual drawing that she used to make the quilt. Is that cool? Jack Blue does Picasso. I find that fascinating. Way to go. Very talented lady. Very talented lady. All right. Thank you for sending that. She's promised to send more of her work too, because I love seeing her work. Sonia, showed that last week. Very good. I didn't spend as much time. I do apologize. And then Susan sent these. Oh, I've got to go back to Bonnie's. I think, did Bonnie have any extra work? I forgot now. But some Heaven and Earth designs, I think that she's hoping to do. Beautiful patterns. So Heaven and Earth Designs, check them out. If you like embroidery, if you like, here, was this? No, I think I did get Miss Bonnie's. Look at all of these amazingly wound bobbins. But Heaven and Earth Designs, for any of you cross-stitchers, embroiderers, very wonderful. All right, I think, and I did see this. I thought I would show y'all this. It's somebody's thread painting. And I thought that is a great way to do a jellyfish too. Look at that thread painting. How dramatic is that on a dark background? So I wanted to give you an idea for that. Okay. And like I say, if you posted something and I miss it, I do apologize. And I'll make sure to get it as soon as I can. So, because your work means a lot to me and your inspiration is priceless. So let me get back and make sure. I hope you can still hear me. Okay. All righty. So thank you, everybody. And Jody, we're so impressed. Is Miss Cheryl still here? Because Cheryl, I absolutely adore what you did. I love it. How exciting. So, anything else going on? Wasn't Jenny's Tooth Fairy pillow so cute? And Jamie's Crafty World. Thank you for sharing Crystal with us. Oh my gosh, these babies are so special. Orcas, yeah, I shouldn't call them killer whales, even though they kill seals, but everybody has to eat, okay? So, anyway. Anyway. Oh, yeah, we have 2 Cheryls, or Sherry and a Cheryl, and all right. So, anything that I missed that you need to tell me? And then I was going to show you what I'm going to do with these paints. Okay. I was showing, oh, I forgot to show these when I got this was part of my Amazon order. It's Lumiere. How did the reef water portion on the landscape. I look at pictures and notice that underwater sometimes the reef can look subdued. And so I just took some subdued colors and put in. And Thursday, I'm going to show y'all. And it kind of think of rocks, but they're not really rocks. They're all different coral formations. But often they start on a rock or a rusted wreck on the bottom. And so I will definitely do that. You need to say Cheryl with the S or Cheryl. There we go. Cheryl S or Cheryl C. Okay, and we've got a Sherry too. Don't forget about Sherry Mercurio. We just got wonderful ladies. So here's also what I ordered. See this? It's also what I ordered on Amazon, and it was $13, and it's a trial kit of 9 colors, and they're metallic colors. And I cannot wait to use them. I wish I had gotten more done today so I could be painting right this moment, but maybe I'll do it Tuesday. So I was telling Mark I was upset because I didn't have it done yet. He said, Deb, you're doing the best you can. You don't worry. You just tell the ladies, sorry, I didn't get it done. So I took his advice. But here are Inktense blocks, okay? Sunshine Cheryl with a C, and then we'll have our Show Cheryl. So she's had a couple quilts, 3 quilts and shows. So Show Cheryl with the SS, and Sunshine Cheryl is the one with the C. Cheryl Lemon, get it? Lemon, Sunshine, and Show Cheryl. But anyway, oh, okay, good. Yeah, because, I'm going to get kind of like, I don't see me doing this every day, but I thought I would try this way. This is what Inktense looks like in the blocks. I don't use these as much as I use the pencils, but when I do use them, I use more of them. Now, figure that riddle out. This is really good for doing backgrounds. So you can see like that blue has been used a lot. The white has been used a lot. And even see that one green that the end is blunted, And these are wonderful, but get the Inktense pencils first. And only one day when you have extra money, get these. But these are good because you can wet them with the medium, and you notice the little pots in the center. Those little pots you take and you wet them with water or medium, and then take and brush your brush in the little pot, and you can put a little bit of medium in the pot, and you make a little pool of paint that then you paint the background with. So I wanted to show you what these look like. Here is the container. They're by Derwent Inktense, and they're not greasy. They are pure dye. They're fabric dye in a compressed stick form, and you activate them with either a gel medium or liquid medium, not a gel medium, liquid medium or water or aloe gel, something like that. And let me show you real quick while we're sitting here. I'll use a paper towel. Let me grab a brush right here. Okay. I'm going to wet the brush in my water glass. You know me, I don't stand on ceremony. Okay. I'm going to go to this deep, dark blue, and I rub the block with this wet paintbrush. Then I come over here to my paper towel, and whoops, let me wet it some more. Hold on. Now I don't want to dip it back in there because I don't know. Let me I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pour a little water in this paint pot. See what I just did? Watch. I poured a little water right here in this paint pot, and then I'm going to go to this. What has happened is the top of it sealed with that medium that I last used, and so I have to make sure I wet it enough. And now let me see. Not quite. Let me try. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go to a green that doesn't have the one problem about the medium is it does tend to seal it. And then all you would have to do is just use a little more water. But look at those. Look at those colors. Look at this. So you just rub it. Let me wet it again. But this is what I'm used to getting from these. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't this beautiful? Now let me see if I can try another one. I'll go get some of this water and I'll go up to here. And just make sure you rinse your brush well in between colors. You don't, oops, see, I hadn't rinsed my brush well. Let me try it again. That was a good example of do what I say, not what I do, huh? Okay, come on. I'm working on it. No, still green seeping out. Nope. Let me get a different brush. I still got too much. Let me get a different clean brush. Come in here. And I'm trying to, let me try this one. I think this one doesn't. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? And so let's say you want to thin it out a little bit more. You just put a little more liquid on it. Look at that. It acts just like dye. It acts just like dye, but in a, very, look at that. In a very easy to use form. Oh, I tell you what, next Sunday, set your clocks for next Sunday. I have a new product. I asked for it from Santa Claus, and he was nice enough to bring it to me. And I'm going to show you how to dye fabric with, you ready? Drum roll, please. You can do your own fabric dyeing with no muss, no fuss, with tissue paper. Are you ready? Yeah, the blocks are very intense. But that's why it's really good for backgrounds and stuff, because you can really thin it with a lot of water. But next week, I'm going to show you how to dye fabric with no bad smells, no things to spill and make a mess. It's going to be amazing. I found some special tissue paper that bleeds very easily and is used for art purposes. Can you believe it? Next Sunday, we're going to do that. We're going to dye fabric with tissue paper. So, all right. Okay. And can we even come if we don't have wine to drink? The only whining I do is like this. So bring, and you know what? I'm going to come prepared to do some hand sewing. Bonnie, bring your, if you can, if you don't have it packed, bring your LaFleur, and we'll sit and work on LaFleur, okay? And I'm going to try to get a good camera angle with a lamp in front of me so you can actually see me. You might not want to see me. So, I think it's great. I think it's fun. Okay, so what I'm going to be working on with these paints, which I don't have time to do today, but I've saved up some really cool designs. Let me see if I can find some. When I bring them up, then I'll show you. Under pictures, I keep folders, quilt inspirations. And I keep photos I'd really like to do, but how do I make it work? And here's one. Okay, let me see if it's actually going to come up. I saw this on something. Whoops, you know what? You're not getting to see the light very well because I have my lamp back on, but it has the prettiest colors. And I might do something like this. But if I see a cool design, I save it and think, how can I make that work? Okay, let me see if there's something else. I wanted something with, what do you call it when you do doodles and then color them in? I thought about doing something like that, like a doodle that I fill in. Where, oh, come on. Where are my good things? Oh, I have others. I might not be able to find them real quick on short notice, but I would like very much to do some kind of doodle. And I wonder where I have them. Let me go back here. But anyway, I can even just doodle something and then make really cool, I just want a lot of little areas, like mosaics. That's it. If I could do something mosaic-like, and then that way, and then go ahead and quilt it on the fabric with batting and a backing, and then start painting it. Like, oh, this is really pretty. Let me see if this will come up. But this is perfect for those paints. You have like a mosaic design. So I'm going to be looking something for lots of little spaces to do and then quilt it. And you know what? If I do a mosaic, the quilting thread will be my grout. So, yep, I have a plan. So, but I keep all these little pictures of designs that I want to figure out. One day, I would like to figure out how to do this in some form or fashion. And this is the time when I can come back in and go, I think I can do that. So I don't know right now where it is, but I will find it. And when I do, I will start working on it. So I'm sorry I didn't get it done this time, but we will do it. Luckily, now here's a positive from our situation. Luckily, I've got time. I'm not going anywhere. Now, see, that's a healthy thing. When you can make a joke about it, that's a healthy thing. Mark and I find that jokes, making fun of some stuff, using humor is a great way to deal with some of the rough parts of life. All right, positive thinking. In fact, we're going to have a contest. There will be a prize. Who can come up with the best name for our now isolating ourselves, social isolation, a name that doesn't diminish what we're going through, but doesn't harp on it. It's a positive, uplifting name for like our moment in time, our whatever. Whoever comes up with the best name for what we're doing, what we're in right now, I'm going to send you a prize. Okay? So be thinking about it, and whoever can come up with the best name for our new staycation, then you will get a gift certificate. Got it. Okay, so come up with it, and that's what we'll name our Tuesday shows. Okay? And you can COVID peace stitch keepers. I love that. So send your entries to our time to quilt at I was trying to type it and didn't do a good job. Wait a minute. But our time to quilt at twc.com. Send them in, and I'll probably let everybody vote, and you will win a gift certificate to either your sewing shop or cross stitch shop, Heaven and Earth Designs, who knows. So send in your best new positive uplifting name for this special time in all of our lives. All right. I think that does it. It was a lot of fun. Oh no, sorry about that. And thank you, sweetheart. But I think that does it for today. And y'all are the best. Please take good care of yourselves. You mean everything to me. And I hope you know when I get off here, I'm walking on air. So thank you for the time you're willing to spend with me. Oh, and I wanted to thank, we had I think it's a gentleman from England, right on the last Thursday landscape art quilt. He gave me a better way of doing bubbles, and I was going to show it to you today, and I ran out of time. So go and look on the comments under our Thursday live landscape art and see his extra recommendations for really enhancing the bubbles. We're going to do it this Thursday. Take care, the Corona Stitches. All right, you just send them to me at my email address, and then we'll have a drawing, okay? We'll have a vote, and we'll pick, and you'll get a prize. So, and you can enter as many times as you want. As long as there's something you thought of, send them to me. Cher, happy birthday again. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to all of you. Please know you mean so much to me. Take good care. I'll see some of you Tuesday afternoon. Have your sewing projects ready. Bring chocolate this time. That way I don't have to feel guilty when I eat chocolate in front of you. All right. Take care. And if you happen to drink wine at 1 PM, bring that too. All right. Take care, guys. Mwah. Do something real good for yourself and take good care of yourself. Bye, babes. See you later. Yep. And check out Governor Cuomo. My heart goes pitter-pat. Gotta love a man in a crisis, you know? Take care. Bye, guys. Y'all the best.